define export readiness because that then form a foundation that we're going to build. Let me define export readiness. Export readiness is a multifaceted concept that involves the ability of a company to successfully enter the export market, sustainably compete in the market, and significantly grow its market share until it becomes established in the market. Number one, successfully enter. Number two, sustainably compete. And number three, significantly grow its market share until it becomes established in the market. What that then means is that if I'm going to have a successful export business that is sustainable and enduring, then I must inevitably be export ready. Remember, it's a multifaceted concept and it involves the ability of a business to not just enter the market, but go beyond entering to compete. And not just compete, but also take up a significant share of the export market. A multifaceted concept that involves the ability of a company to enter the export market successfully. That means I'm able to do the first shipment, compete sustainably. That means I'm not just doing one and stop. I'm able to do subsequent and then subsequent. And not just subsequent, grow also in volume. Lack of export readiness refers to a situation where a business or company is not adequately prepared to engage in international trade, and export its product or service to foreign markets, to the export market. The implication of this is, number one, limited market research. Important sign, limited market research. The company has not conducted comprehensive market research to identify potential target markets. Comprehensive market research to identify potential target market, understand preferences, customer preferences, assess competition, and analyze regulatory requirements. Number one. Number two, inadequate product adaptation. If you are going into export market, sometimes you will need to adjust your product the way it is right now. That means the way the product is right now is not good enough. You need to adjust it. If you do not adjust it, then you might not be able to appeal or attract the attention of the kind of people you are trying to get in the export market. Meaning, first of all, you need to understand what exactly does the market need. For example, the size of the product right now, the quality of the product right now, is that the way they want it in the export market? Number one. Number two, weak intellectual property right or protection. If my product is such that it can be copied, this is particularly important for technology-related product. If it's such that it can easily be copied, it will be better for me to protect my product in the export market. Intellectual property protection. Lack of export compliance. If I do not have a good understanding of the situation in the export market, I will have issue complying with the regulation. This talks about knowledge of what is expected of me in the export market. Insufficient financial resources. Some people want to go into export and the first thing they ask is, oh, I want to go into export. And they will ask, you want to do cocoa? So I now ask, how much are you looking at investing? Because sometimes he doesn't even have what it takes to afford the product he has in mind. So that means, before I even decide on product, first of all, can I look at how much am I looking at investing, first of all? How much am I looking at investing? Now, when I've decided how much I'm looking at investing, then I can begin to say, based on what I've decided that I am investing, that influence my product. Meaning, I can't decide the product if I don't have an idea of how much I want to invest. because the amount I'm looking at investing to a very large extent influence the product I can do. So if I'm looking at 20 million and above, I can do agro commodity. If I'm looking at 10 to 20 million, it's better I concentrate on value-added manufactured goods. I can also do mini export if I'm doing 5 million and below. Only that kind of shipment, we have to go by air. Ineffective marketing strategy. When you hear people say, oh, I want to export, but my challenge is finding buyer. Your challenge is not finding buyer. Your challenge is export readiness. If export readiness is right, great, fantastic, it becomes a lot easier for you to know how to enter the market, to know the strategy to deploy in order to be able to enter the market. Now, by the time we finish this today, you realize that the real work is readiness. Every other thing after is automated. Immediately I know what to do, and I get my buyer, get my contract signed, know where to get my product, check quality. All other process of shipment, I can get an agent to do that for me. A forwarder can handle it. Limited export documentation. When the company lacks knowledge on the required export documentation, these are signs of not being ready. International trade is largely a business of documentation and logistics. International trade is largely a business of documentation and logistics, meaning I need to have a very good understanding of the pre-export documentation, post-export documentation, and documentation required at destination. And logistics, the shipping line to use, the vessel to join, the detail of getting the goods to join the vessel already scheduled for it to join. Weak sale team. The staff is important, and the reason the staff is important is because the staff needs to be able to understand the international market, negotiating foreign buyers, and the detail of cross-border transaction, risk aversion. Companies show reluctance in taking risk is a sign of lack of export readiness, because going into export means I am ready to take on additional risk. Addressing this sign of lack of export readiness require careful planning, investment, and commitment to developing export readiness capabilities, engaging in export readiness training, seeking support from export promotion agency, partnering with experienced export consultants, and this can help the business overcome these challenges and become successful exporters.